Yeah.
Yo.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Marvin Lattimore.
Uni Francis.
And this is another edition of Welcome to My Hood Film. Uni, summertime is here, man.
Dog days of summer.
Yes, sir. We're actually recording this the day before 4th of July.
Yeah, you might hear some fireworks because we have no chill over here.
Yeah, exactly. The hood don't know how to keep it down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we definitely always start early. Sometimes we be starting as early as Juneteenth.
Yeah.
So, like when he said, you're going to hear some fireworks. Oh, there we go.
Hopefully you just picking it up the background. Just keep talking.
I just wanted to be festive for a moment. I wanted to be festive.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I was saying, so this is we just decided to come out here and do our thing. The grind don't stop even on holidays. So as you already know, the vibes.
I had work today, so I'm not gonna hold you.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I did, but I didn't at the same time.
You know the vibes, but if you don't know the vibes, if you just stopping through, you're new to this, we're gonna keep it true to this. What we do is we grab nice people like this gentleman who's gonna introduce himself in but a moment, and we get them to watch a hood film, whether they've never seen a hood film before, whether they've never been to the hood before, or didn't grow up in the hood, or they just never seen this specific hood film that we were going to show. We just put them on, see how they feel about the genre known as hood films. So, like I said, we don't just do this for our health, we do this put the world onto the hood, one film at a time, and we have somebody here that we have to help further the mission. So go ahead, sir, state your name.
Oh, happy to be here, Freddy G. I assume I've seen a hood film before, but Meteor Man is not at the top of the hood film charts.
No.
1993's Meteor Man. I honestly really enjoyed it in that I thought it was going to be completely terrible, and it was pretty damn watchable and entertaining, despite its flaws, which I'm sure will be discussed.
Yeah.
It will be discussed.
Yeah.
Very succinct.
You're right, it will be discussed.
Yeah.
So like you said, we saw Meteor Man.
Yep.
Uni, you said that this was also was this your first time seeing it or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was your first time seeing it. Okay.
It's superhero season, people, so there's not a lot of black hood superhero movies.
Right.
This is pre-Black Panther where they didn't think we could sell tickets. This is what we got.
This is pre-Blade.
Yeah, it's pre-Blade.
Yeah, that's right. This is pre-Black Panther and this is pre-Blade. Actually,
not knowing the the listings, this may be the top superhero movie of 1993 because there were not a lot of superhero movies. There was like a Batman every couple of years.
Yeah.
And this does qualify as a superhero movie.
It does. This is actually, if I'm right, this might be one of, if not the first black superhero movie in the theater. I'm not sure because I'm looking it up.
Is.
After this came Spawn.
Then Blank Man came out in 94.
Yeah.
So it was beat Blank Man.
Looking up the movies of
Is it Spawn 95?
No, you're right. 94. Came out a year later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this,
Damn.
This might be the one.
Yeesh.
They show some other ones. Well, wait, what's this?
I don't know.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if A Bronx Tale qualifies as a hood film, but I would call that the top hood film.
Yeah.
It's a different type of hood, but the top hood film of 1993 that I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
The only thing I found
takes place in an ethnic neighborhood. Yeah. Not the ethnicity you're talking about, but yeah.
No, you're right. It's in New York, it's in the Bronx, but he does cross over to the hood to go date one of the black girls, but it's not a hood film, so to speak. It just takes place in New York near the hood. Anyway, the only thing I saw was A Bar, the first black Superman, and it came out in 1977.
I don't know what that is.
I don't think.
I don't know what that is. What's it called?
A Bar, the first black Superman. It says the African-American doctor experiences racist threats in his neighborhood and employs a man who leads a militant civil rights group as his family's bodyguard while he develops a serum that gives ordinary people superpowers.
Okay.
That seems great.
Yeah.
It's basically like a Black Panther, but like more homegrown.
Why is it called A Bar?
Oh, no, that's his name.
Oh, A Bar. His name, A Bar?
Yeah.
A-B-A-R? Like a bar that you rap?
Yeah, A Bar, A-B-A-R, yeah.
This is pre-rap. This movie was in the 70s. So I saw a superhero film in 1993. It was about I was 10 years old. It was about a little white kid who injures his arm and becomes a flame-throwing pitcher called Rookie of the Year. So that's
not a superhero movie. I know what
I was like, what?
Yeah. It was the closest. Yeah.
Okay.
It is a similar plot to this movie where something weird happens to an ordinary person and they gain superpowers. Now, he only gets one superpower, and it does wear off at the end of the movie. But this guy gets basically unlimited superpowers.
Yeah, this guy, these powers suck. Man.
Yeah, I tried to look it up, the first Black Superman joint. I'm trying to see if it came out in theaters, but it did say it was released in 1977. It came out in 1990 and retitled In Your Face.
Okay.
So, by technicality, this is the first Black superhero film. We just can't find out if it was the first one to come out in theaters. But Meteor Man...
definitely... Oh, that one? I doubt that one did. It didn't sound like it did.
It didn't sound like it did. So Meteor Man will say
right now, you got it, Robert Townsend.
Is the first Black superhero film to come out in theaters.
Yeesh.
And then after that came Spawn and Steel and Blade and...
Is it the Jackie Robinson of superhero movies? I'm just asking questions.
Damn, it might be.
It might be, man.
It might be.
A bar tried, but Meteor Man did it. But anyway, so... Yeah. So shout out to Robert Townsend. That's Black history right there, man. Mm-hmm. A lot of y'all don't realize that. A lot of y'all took your kids to see Black Panther and thought this was the one. This was the first one.
We had to sit through a lot of just...
Yeah, a lot of crazy.
Not that. To get to Black Panther.
Yeah. Even on the animated side, I don't think we saw a lot until Miles Morales. So
we got one Spawn that was on HBO.
Yeah, that was a good show.
In a world where this is the only Black superhero movie, this is an amazing movie then. For being one of one, it's very good.
I mean,
it's got no competition, and it is watchable.
I'll say this: it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, because you can't find this movie anywhere. It's like everyone involved is ashamed with it. Don Cheadle is in this movie. He's freaking War Machine.
Yeah,
like he's like part of like the biggest superhero franchise, and he's just in this just chewing up scenery as he's want to do. But it's like, damn, you can't really find this on no one's resume. Bill Cosby's in it. This is pretty all that. They got some big names, it's not on the internet. It's on no streaming apps.
Yeah, it's on no streaming apps.
I was expecting like Woo level of bad where like we don't want to acknowledge we were in this, but like nah, maybe it might be a rights issue.
Might be.
Maybe beefing.
Townsend was like, nah.
They got a song from Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah, Eddie Griffin. Like this movie is star-studded.
Yeah, star-studded. That might be it. Music license might fuck it.
It was not low, but I thought it was going to be low budget.
No.
The budget is big.
Yeah, it bombed for that.
The only thing they couldn't afford is Bill Cosby is in the movie. He's in a good amount of the movie. He speaks no lines. They could not afford to pay Bill Cosby enough to actually speak in this movie.
I think his total screen time like 5 minutes, honestly.
Yeah, because Luther Vandross also didn't speak at all.
Yeah.
He didn't say a word.
Fuck, that was him.
Yeah, that was him.
He played a goon, didn't have any speaking lines. We don't know his character's name. We don't know why he was... I thought he was a freaking teacher at first.
Yeah.
I guess he wasn't. He was undercover.
There was that scene where he wore a lab coat.
He wore a lab coat. Yeah.
I don't know if that was a jacket that looked like it, but it was like a lab coat.
This movie's stupid.
Just for Uni's sake, because I know we love to do this.
Oh, I already checked the budget a long time ago.
Oh,
you can tell the people.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just guessing.
It bombed so bad, I didn't want to bring it up. I felt bad. Like, damn, this shit cooked bad. I see why I did.
It did set Black superheroes back business-wise, probably.
Oh, yeah.
The budget was $20 million. And it ended up grossing worldwide $8,016,708. So he missed the mark by a lot.
A lot.
Oh, man.
By a good 11,000 and change.
It shouldn't cost that much, bro.
Yeah.
It should have been 10 million most.
Yeah, they lost $11 million, you're saying.
Yeah,
that's
basically.
that's some bad ROI.
And like we said, folks, before we get into what we usually do, we got to say that this, we can see why it was $20 million, because this movie.
Yeah, Bill Cosby and Luther Vandross just in there not even saying anything.
Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby at the peak of their powers.
Yeah.
Well, they used the Michael Jackson song is what he's referring to. Because he wasn't in it.
Oh yeah, but his song opens the movie.
Right.
I agree. He's not physically in the movie.
Yeah, he's not in the movie at all.
But that costs bread.
Outside of that song, he has nothing to do with the movie. But when you look at a cast like this, I'm just gonna read the main names, bro. Just the main names, not even the other people, like the main names that people will recognize. We have Robert Townsend, Marla Gibbs, Eddie Griffin, Robert Guillaume, James Earl Jones.
Oh, I forgot.
Roy Fagan.
Another huge name.
Don Cheadle.
You was
Pence
that
about
big,
James
yeah.
Earl Jones. They got James Earl Jones to wear a series of funny wigs.
Yeah.
That you're gonna have to pay him a little more to do that as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he'd already been Darth Vader and Field of Dreams. I think had already come out.
Yeah.
So these are people at the peak of their powers being in this movie, and it makes under $10 million despite a large budget.
So also Bill Cosby, like you said, Big Daddy Kane,
Ooh.
Sinbad, Luther Vandross, the young group, Another Bad Creation.
Oh
Naughty by
yeah.
Nature.
Cypress Hill, I think, is involved.
Cypress
somehow.
Hill,
Yeah.
Naughty by Nature,
Ooh.
Tommy Lister, aka Debo, Jennifer Lewis. Is there anybody else? I'm just looking to make sure. Is there anybody else that I forgot? Biz Marquis, Layla Rashawn, John Witherspoon, Wallace
Yeah,
Shawn.
okay,
Like
yeah.
that's pretty much everybody that you've seen in movies at one point in time. They was holding it down, and there was even small cameos by Faison Love and Chris Tucker.
Yeah. You hear Chris Tucker's voice.
You hear Chris Tucker's voice, yeah.
If you were a black musician or star and weren't in this movie, you'd feel like Isaiah Thomas being snubbed from the Dream Team.
Yeah, that's
But
basically
it was everybody.
This was everybody. So if you had beef with Robert Townsend, who wrote and directed this film, then yeah, you probably wasn't going to be in this film.
Hey, listen, that probably helped you because did he do? I don't think he did anything big after this one.
Yeah, unless you count the Parenthood.
I don't.
Uh-huh.
I don't.
That was the greatest show ever, bro.
It's a good show.
I mean, he put Faison Love on. That's how we outside of
No, it is a good show, but like, it's not big. It's
Does
not
he
like-
act in it?
Who, Robert Townsend? Yeah, he plays the father.
Okay, so he's making a transition to acting because a lot of his famous stuff is directing stuff before this, like including Eddie Murphy's special Raw. He directed that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he directed Raw. No, he did a movie before called Hollywood Shuffle, and he wrote and starred in it too.
Nice.
And that was like a big, just like letter to the industry, like, yo, you need to start putting more people of color on screen.
Yeah.
He helped bring in he helped set a boom effect that after that we had like Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, he did.
Spike Lee started blowing up, so it started a whole renaissance. But then Meteor Man came out, and I think the industry was like, this is what we're not gonna disrespect Robert Townsend. Now he's
No.
he's in the Bear now. He's
not.
good.
Yeah. Oh, he
But-
is in it?
Yeah, he's in the
I
Bear.
didn't see
He
that.
plays
I didn't
Sid's
see
father.
that. That's fine.
Anyway,
Yeah, and of course not. Hey, listen,
Oh,
we all
that's
have
great.
bonds.
yeah.
He acts well in this, yeah.
Yeah.
There's just the plot could have used some tightening, and they just for whatever reason they lost a lot of money.
Yeah, for whatever reason, indeed, because
no one gave a fuck.
yeah, listen. Well, I will admit, before we get into the synopsis and all that, when I was younger, this movie meant a lot because
Oh, nice.
in the same effect, and I gotta be real, in the same effect as Black Panther, because
Nice.
when Black Panther came out, we didn't see a lot of black superhero films.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You saw Miles Morales, which is an animated film. I'm pretty sure Miles Morales came out first or came out after, but either way, you had that film, and then you had this film. And at the time,
I think Black Panther came out.
yeah, I think
I was
Black Panther
gonna
came
say
out
that,
first,
yeah,
right?
Black
Yeah.
Panther,
So
and both great movies.
Yeah, both great movies. Now you're talking about a pre-Miles Morales. So now you have just Black Panther. Before Black Panther, there wasn't really a lot of black superhero films. I think the last one.
Blade and Spawn.
No, this is gonna piss you off, but if I'm right, Catwoman.
That was before that, yeah. And
Yeah.
she won a Razzie for that, yeah.
Catwoman,
I mean-
bro. Halle Berry.
I'll
Catwoman.
give you. I don't
could
count
be
that as
wrong.
a black movie. Ain't she half white anyway?
Who, Catwoman or Halle Berry?
Halle Berry.
I mean, but she black though. When she won the Oscar, we was hype.
Because she was black, because she was Halle Berry.
Because of both, bro.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I don't count it. I don't count it as a black, but it's not talking about a black experience. Like you could have been a white bitch as that Catwoman would have been the same.
You're right,
shit,
because then
that's
you're-
why I'm not thinking about it.
No, you're
I
right.
guess you could say the same for Blade.
Because the Christian Bale trilogy
Yeah.
had Anne Hathaway as
Yeah.
Catwoman, but we just took it as
Yeah.
because you see years later, Robert Pattinson Batman, we got Zoe Kravitz. So
Yeah.
it's just like we take it
but
as
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
yeah, or the kid was one too.
Catwoman.
Right, but this was a movie where she was the central character as opposed to being behind or falling in love with
Man,
Batman.
everybody
Zoe-
knew that shit was gonna be trash from the jump.
The Zoe Catwoman was a little bit later, but yeah, I guess that I would think of that as a super movie starring a black person.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
I don't-
take
I,
that.
yeah.
I don't
No,
know
I hear you
exact
say. I didn't
lineage,
think
yeah.
about that.
No, I ain't mad at y'all. It's just he was
Is that movie watchable? I've never seen it.
No.
No.
Okay, yeah.
No,
I'm
no,
sure she
no,
looks
no.
great in it.
I
But,
was
yeah.
I was just saying that to say
Yeah.
that before. Well, there's or Hancock with Will Smith.
I like that movie actually.
I hate
Yeah.
that movie.
And I'm looking at other ones.
That's after though.
It had a little bit of editing problems, but it had actually a really cool script. Hancock was kind of fun.
But I just mean in the sense of where like there's a black superhero as the lead character.
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, I'm just saying that to say that when Meteor Man came out, it was something different. You know, you didn't see a lot of black superhero films at all, really.
You didn't see a lot of superhero films at all, to be honest.
Right, it wasn't a lot of superhero films outside of, the Superman and the Batman, and you was hyped for those two films. It was like, cool. Even Superman 4,
they weren't even making Superman by then.
Right, it was done. Yeah. After Superman 4, it was done. It was the Batman era. There was really no other hero doing anything. So this was a big movement for black people. We went out, we supported.
Statistically,
statistically, I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't see it. I was too young. It was 93. I was
Nah, my pops took me. My parents took me.
I asked my parents. They never took me. It was always on the comic books advertising. Then it came out. They were busy. And then I never heard of it again. And it never came on TV.
Your parents knew something my parents didn't know. They was like, movie gonna be trash.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe like that's gonna be whack. Maybe that's why.
We always said, "What that son?"
BET could have shown it. I mean, didn't they have like movies that weren't that good maybe later at night?
Man, listen.
Yeah.
For some reason, this movie, they just never showed it. Maybe it's a licensing issue.
It probably
just never came on TV.
Probably when it had the chance to come on cable, probably was a blink and you'll miss it. But yeah, it doesn't rotate.
No, none of the cable stations.
Never again.
No.
We will never know why, or we probably will, and we just not looking.
Someone knows. James Earl Jones knows why.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, think that Cosby's in it. That's the one cancelable part. But like, if Freebie or 2B,
even way before the Cosby stuff, they just weren't showing this movie. You don't know why.
But a streaming service should buy this on the cheap and show it on Freebie or 2B because there might be some nostalgia.
It's not on 2B.
Yeah,
it's just not nowhere. They don't know. No one doesn't want it, or they like we're not even gonna. Yeah.
It's watchable. It's watchable. If it was on those, they could make a little money because again, it's on the cheap.
Yeah.
So. Go ahead.
We will sell them the DVD.
Maybe Robert Townsend is like, don't show this to nobody.
Don't show this to nobody. Let's talk about what you saw. Can you give us just a brief synopsis of what you saw in this film?
So yeah, the film opens and it's like Superman and like a green thing's landing. I thought a Meteor Man came from another planet, and they're playing a Superman knockoff music. Mm-hmm. But no, then it's just it's a regular school teacher. He gets hit by a meteor that is absorbed into his body, doesn't kill him, but he gets an infinite list of superpowers. He has all of Superman's powers plus additional weirder powers that get made up scene to scene, and he has to basically end gang violence. And he has a good friend named Eddie Griffin, who's like his buddy, who's really funny. A lot happens, and and gang violence is eventually ended.
That's mostly what happened.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just trying to see if I could find any way, I was trying to see if there was an article about it.
There's better synopsis. Wikipedia probably has a better synopsis than that. The criminals are international, and there is a white guy who is the CEO of all gangs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the main antagonist is backed by a more powerful white guy who has a international coalition of criminal organizations. So some black people there. I saw an Asian woman. That was pretty cool. A Saudi Arabian dude.
There's oil sheiks. Yeah, it's similar to the coalition that went after Iraq.
Globally, he's I got this shit on lock, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't looking up for a synopsis. I always want our guests to do a synopsis.
Okay,
I don't care how good or bad it is. I was just looking up to see if there was a reasoning as to what moved it off of television services or even streaming services for that matter, because it did have it's a cult classic because of its syndication when it was syndicated, but now
was it syndicated?
It was. It had a brief. That's why I said it was a blink in your.
Do you know what channel
I
it was
must
on?
have missed it because I don't even. That's why I'm curious. What channel was it on?
I can't give you I can't really tell y'all what channel it was on. I'm not gonna say it lie to y'all. Might have been. Might have been one of those movie channels.
HBO. It definitely wasn't on HBO.
I mean,
back
in the day, those movie channels did try to get the rights to play it on their network. So it might have been HBO or Showtime.
It wasn't HBO. I can tell you that right now.
I don't know.
The movie is pretty sexless. He has X-ray vision. He can see women in their underwear, but they don't show you anything too sexy. And
yeah,
there's
it's
no
PG
love interest.
people.
Yeah.
No, this is straight.
There's no kissing
this
or
is
anything.
designed for families.
Yeah.
Well, there is a love interest. He just has to accept the fact that she has a boyfriend, and they never really further explore it.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's two scenes where he's showing interest in the girl.
Sinbad is also in this movie too.
Mm.
So Sinbad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's two scenes where he shows interest in the same woman, but then once he finds out she has a boyfriend, he kind of just be like, I guess he tries to break the narrative of like I could take her from you.
Yeah.
And just focus on like I'll just wait.
I think they were just focusing on the other bullshit. Like, they ain't got time
I mean,
for
to
that.
be fair, he's getting chased around by a gang.
Yeah,
he can barely sleep.
Yeah.
With this gang looking for him, they beat up his dad. They took his mom hostage for
Yeah.
literally all of 2 minutes.
tagging up the neighborhood.
Yeah.
They wilding.
They were wilding. So it's like you can't really focus on like having a love life when the minute you sit down with her, like, yeah, I'm about to like try to make love to her.
I'm kind of glad they didn't, because they could have easily been, I'm kidnapping the girlfriend, like, y'all always doing that. They didn't do that this time. They're like, no, we're just going to
He could have did the
annoy
usual
you.
superhero thing where he's like flying her around town.
He ain't do none of that shit, bro.
Yeah, right.
I'm
No
good with it,
upside
bro.
down kiss, nothing.
Yeah.
Based on my life, it's the most realistic love story I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
So he can fly, but he's afraid of heights. So he only flies like 3 feet off the ground for most of the movie.
That was kind of funny. It looked horrible.
Till the end where Uni caught the picture of him flying off the roof.
Yeah.
He got punched by a picture. That was so bad. That was really bad. Yeah, it was.
And the movie is intended to be a comedy. Like there are real jokes in it.
There is.
Yeah, it's a superhero it's a superhero comedy.
Yeah.
These were the 90s, so it had to be goofier than what you see in the modern world of superhero movies.
Yeah.
So there had to be a lot of goofy elements.
But
It shouldn't have been, but it had to be.
no, it didn't have to be. No. Dude, there's a tiger for no reason.
Well, that part wasn't meant to be funny.
The gang this is the worst gang I've ever seen in a film. Worse than, what gang really?
It's funny.
Yeah, let me describe the.
Go ahead.
So they have a gang. Their hair is all dyed blonde. They have an army of children.
They're called the Golden what? Golden Lords.
They seem to be into Star Wars or Star Trek. They're very nerdy. And they have a tiger, and that's my big flaw with the movie. It's Chekhov's tiger. The tiger does not attack later. He never has to defeat the tiger. Biggest flaw of the movie in my eyes.
They never used the tiger.
That tiger probably costs an extra $1 million. You gotta feed this fucking thing.
Yeah.
You gotta groom it.
Then there was that scene.
I'm glad it bombed. It should deliver the bomb just off the strength of that.
Wait, let's backtrack.
The tiger could have tried to eat his dog too. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, okay.
What did you mean by they were into Star Trek and Star Wars?
There's just something nerdy about them. They seem like nerds, and their symbol looks like something from Star Trek or Star Wars.
Interesting.
Or even lords like Lord of the Rings. There's something nerdy about this gang. They're not imposing. I mean, they're well armed. There's enough of them, and they can kick your ass, but they're not.
They're not imposing because they're employing 8-year-old children.
Yeah.
12-year-old
Why not imposing?
Yeah.
Majority of their team is 8 to 12-year-old children.
This gang has multiple gangs of children. Who are these kids? Who do these kids belong to?
Yeah.
Why are you dyeing all these hair? That can't be good for their head. And why are they able to beat up these adults?
Yeah, that's true. Because without a gun, that's why I loved when Meteor Man's father was like, "Man, I ain't scared of y'all." And he just walked through that. He just walked. And they jumped him, and my man survived.
Yeah, he
He's a
survived.
real one for that.
Yeah, he a real one. No,
He a real
Survival's
one.
real.
He took an ass whooping and came back.
Yeah, you soldier like, nah.
They pulled up to the he pulled up from the hospital in a wheelchair. My man, right after that scene, was already walking again.
Yeah.
He was already walking.
They probably let the little kids beat them up.
Yeah.
Nah, so it's the worst gang, one of the worst gangs I've seen in film.
No, they're not scary looking, but they do a drive-by with Uzis in broad daylight where they shoot Meteor Man a lot, and that's how we find out he's bulletproof.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were learning. We were, like you said earlier, we were learning his powers through the movie while he was learning them at the same time. Which, I mean, it's not the greatest thing, but it's okay because certain movies don't really cover that. It kind of like you already just know. But then again, certain movies, if you have super strength, you don't have to explore it. You just know that you have.
They
super
do
strength.
now.
Yeah, which one?
Like turning exploring their powers?
Yeah, like when they finding out their powers, like how to use it.
Miss Marvel did it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like they do it now because they're making so many. They're like, no one knows who these motherfuckers are. Back then, you have to do that with a superhero, dude. Like, you can get away with that as Superman. Like, yeah, it's Superman. I know everything he does.
Yeah, Miles Morales did it too because he was learning how to be Spider-Man on the fly. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so this is a comic book movie not based on a comic book and not exactly parodying another comic book movie either.
And that's what's crazy because it's a movie that later becomes a comic book because Marvel acquires the rights to it. And
no, they just have the rights to make a comic book.
Right, but that's what I mean. Then they have the...
Here's a comic book you can actually, like, go buy and read.
But wouldn't there be a case to say that, like, later, if they wanted to, they could put him in the MCU?
They're not going to.
I
don't think they have the rights. Fuck, wait, no.
You never know, bro.
No, I think it's still owned by MGM.
Never know, bro.
Don't say that, bro, because Amazon going to try to resurrect this.
I was just saying, bro. Like,
it's going to be so dark and brooding.
It will be.
We got that already. They did that with Mantis. I'm not going to try that again.
See, he has one power that would be really useful to the world that none of the Avengers have. He has super agriculture. He can grow crops really quickly. He could cure famine. That's better than most of these superheroes.
He only did it for like a lot, though. Yeah, I hate that. That was a dumb power too.
Yeah,
guys,
to grow giant fruit.
Yeah, he grows dry. It's the most important power to society. But yeah, it is not in much of the movie.
I could change lives.
Bro, this man, this motherfucker shot his laser eye into the sky and made it rain, but then the fruit that grew was like, the apple was the size of the table. Is this radioactive fruit? Where do scientists be like, don't eat that?
And how did nobody eat the food and not gain powers?
Yeah.
How did they not eat the food and getting power? How did they not get sick? How ain't nobody asking why there's like a 100-pound apple? None of these questions are being asked. Like, it's lit. I'm like, nah. It's actually not lit. It actually doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, I would have been fine with just a bunch of fucking apples.
Yeah. Everyone in this movie died of cancer. At one point, he does fall through a roof, and you can see asbestos fall out. So there's a lot of cancer hazards in this movie.
Has to be.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. And yes, again, folks, we do want to say, like we said, Bill Cosby. We're not like rooting for him or anything. We're just saying that this was prior to the knowledge that we later obtained. But he played a homeless man in this movie. Now, this homeless man was able to obtain a fragment of the meteor.
Okay, so this is how stupid this movie is. The meteor, first of all, was a heat-seeking meteor, but I guess a smaller piece of it fell off before it embedded in Robert Townsend.
Oh yeah,
in his chest.
And he just got burnt up, and he had to chill for a bit. I guess Bill Cosby, homeless ass, found it, and he just...
Yeah, he pulled up and he picks up the
fragment. He
can
touch the fragment and I'll give him powers.
Yeah, and he used it for telepathy.
And he was using it for telepathy.
Yeah.
He's goofing around. He's homeless. He ain't got shit to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
talking to his dog. That's another power he has. He can talk to animals, which
yeah.
Why or a rock will give you that power.
Let's
circle back and...
Yeah, let's just list his powers like we did when we did Leprechaun in the Hood.
Okay.
Oh, I've seen that one too, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so you got one in the chamber. So...
I only see the worst Hood movies.
Welcome to our podcast.
Yeah.
So we have super strength.
All the Superman powers. We knocked that out.
Strength.
Anything
speed,
he got,
X-ray.
Flight,
X-ray
vision.
Cold breath.
Except for shoes and underwear.
Yeah. It's PG. He has PG X-ray vision.
Don't care. You're gonna use that. You know. But anyway, whatever.
Is it regular PG or PG-13?
It's PG.
I thought it was 13. Okay.
I don't think he even said the word shit.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't really curse. Okay.
He doesn't have the power to curse.
Yeah. He has the ability. So yeah, we said most of Superman's powers. If you know Superman's powers, it's basically godlike. And then now we throw in unique Meteor Man powers, which is the ability to talk to animals.
Yeah.
The ability, like he said, super agriculture to grow crops at an alarming
rate. Literally.
At an alarming rate. He can make weather happen. This one is the most unique one, and it might be the worst power.
It's the worst power.
He can touch any book and know the information inside the book for 30 seconds. So he can touch, for example, he touched a Bruce Lee book on karate, and it allowed him to be a master of martial arts for 30 seconds. But then he also touched a book about runway modeling, which also made him a fashion runway model.
So he had a walk-off with the villain who got his powers. We'll get to that part.
They had a walk-off. Yes.
Yeah.
So
it was a waste of a scene, waste of time.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun. The thing with the book is the whole point of this movie is to encourage kids to get into books and not guns.
This ain't gonna work.
But then if you lose the knowledge in 30 seconds, that's not.
Yeah, I don't understand
good.
the message you're saying.
Oh, telepathy. We almost forgot that. Telepathy too. So,
Also, if he falls, it causes an earthquake.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
We forgot that.
Just like a meteor.
Just like a meteor, he fell on the ground. He was getting chased by the Golden Lords on that broad daylight drive-by. And that's when he found out his ability to fly and jump high.
Yeah.
So he jumped high first before he fly. He was holding onto a street light. The street light broke, and he fell. And when he landed on the ground,
It crushed the earth like it was fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Literally split the earth open.
Yeah.
And this is the part that blew my mind. It split the earth open, and the block was fixed the next day.
I did notice that, yeah.
We're assuming he fixed the block.
Yeah.
We're
They're like, this would have been down for months.
Yeah. Oh, and he can heal. He has rapid healing, but he can also heal others. He healed his dog after his dog was
No,
hit
the
by a
bum
dumpster.
healed the dog.
But yeah, that's part of the
That's
powers.
the
That's what I'm saying. I'm
powers,
just
yeah.
talking about the
I
powers.
just
in general.
assumed that was the same as the agriculture joint. You just making shit.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, the
All
dog
right.
wasn't. Yeah, the dog.
Dog
was
wasn't
healed,
dead, but he was dying because his ribs were like
Fuck.
cracked.
Yeah, I thought there was
fucked.
going to be a dog resurrection, but not
Yeah,
quite. Yeah, there
I'm
was
so
no
glad,
there was no
yeah.
Jesus metaphor in the thing.
Well, I didn't want to spoil it for y'all, but because I remember when he was like, if he brings his dog back to life, I'm done. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, so you've seen this movie like a dozen times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not a dozen.
You may have
Dozen
seen it more
strong.
than anyone in the world. Yeah, because yeah.
Damn, that's probably this shit. Maybe this is probably somebody who really likes this movie that watches a lot. It
Yeah,
has to be.
they might have it.
I'm not gonna be that
there's
one,
things
but
to like.
yeah, there is.
There is. I mean,
He has the ability to sleep through any alarm.
Well,
yeah.
They
No,
explained
they
it.
explained that. That's a
They
good.
explained it.
Basically,
Yeah.
When he uses his powers, it drains him as a person, which made it funny because it kind of reminded me of what was it? Thor, the fourth one when Homegirl got the powers,
Oh yeah,
and it was like, yo, it's killing you right now.
yeah.
So it was basically like that. So I
Kinda like that,
I
yeah.
was okay with that.
Yeah, they do explain away like, okay, because
Yeah.
he was sleeping a lot in the movie, like, but they do
Yeah.
explain like, all right,
His boy
the
was
dog
a
trying to
scientist.
wake him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because nobody realized it until his boy, who was a scientist, started understanding everything, like how he got the power, how it absorbed.
Yeah.
We still were bugging on how, one, like when he said the meteor was able to seek him and chase him, and two, how the meteor absorbed into his body very easily. Very, very easily.
So Eddie Griffin is just a grade school science teacher. That's
Yeah.
explained early, and that means he understands meteor science that has not yet been discovered.
Yeah, all theories, folks.
Well, we like to hope that, especially in hood films, well, not just hood films, black films in general, because this is like a borderline hood film, but we like to hope that they make positive stereotypes. So they like to say that this guy is more than just a science teacher. Like, he's a science teacher that knows.
But he's still
Good
a
shit.
fucking sleazeball. He stole his homeboy's gear. And
Okay,
got
that part.
himself killed.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
part was grimy, and he did almost
Yeah.
get himself killed. But I mean, nah, I got nothing.
There's no defending that. Like, bro, first of all, you already know they're after you. You not think anybody gonna ask you to demonstrate one of the 30 powers you have? It don't make no sense.
Nah, the one part was funny when she was like, "You gonna fly?" He was like, I don't think it's good to fly here." She was like, "Yeah,
Cause I don't want to show off.
Yeah,
Like, fuck
yeah.
off.
He was like, "I want to show off right now."
Yeah.
She said, "Yeah, you're right." in real life, that chick would have been like, "So you can't fly?" That's
Yeah,
what you
basically.
say.
Yeah.
That's basically what would happen.
You lying. So, and then what made me laugh about that was that part was that Meteor Man never had a mask, and my man's made a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been like, "Yo,
The
you
fact, like, someone's taking pictures of this man. Someone knows what he looks like for real. So, in fact, hey, it's just a lot of dumb scenes, folks. I'm like, this need another rewrite.
Yes.
yeah."
Oh yeah.
Stop trying to get tigers and get more writers in that room instead of large cats to show off.
So he's trying to hide his identity, but the whole neighborhood has already seen him use his powers.
They're
He
having
don't-
town halls and telling him what to do.
Yeah.
they
Not
did.
only do they see his power, they're like, bro, you need to do this, this, and this.
And then then he doesn't wear a mask, and then at one point another guy tries to impersonate him. So people are impersonating him and say they don't know who he is, but
Rob-
he's
John-
not in
John
any way
Witherspoon.
attempting to hide his identity.
Not in any way attempting it. He didn't try to move. He could have moved.
He doesn't have a hideout. He just stays in his
Yeah.
same apartment.
The flying man.
Yeah. Where's your cave, bro? Where's your meteor cave?
Word. They came into his house and he had
Multiple
the phone.
times.
He had the phone right there on the desk.
Listen, when a top goon is coming to your crib, it's time to move, bro.
That's true. Once
You got
they
this
came
white
to his
man
crib,
from where the other city he came from to come to your crib.
They came to his crib so many before he even had an outfit.
Yeah.
That's the part that had me laughing. It was just like y'all shot him up.
Yeah.
Y'all saw when y'all shot him up that he got back up easily. And then you chased him at one point and he jumped all the way on top of the thing and y'all drove off. And then when y'all pressed him at his job.
They went to his job. He works with kids.
They still couldn't prove that he was Meteor Man?
I think he knew. He just didn't want to make it hot.
Mm-hmm.
Who? The Golden Lords? Remember Don Cheadle was like, yo, bro, that's him.
Yeah.
He's like,
No, I think the guy understood that, but he was like, there's a witness here. Let me not make it too hot. Which is dumb. I know, he's dumb. Like, that's why I need another rewrite. Like, you're in the school. You're already hot.
Fam, y'all shot up people at broad daylight.
Yeah.
They don't care about no witnesses, my boy.
Listen,
They don't care
fair
about
enough.
they don't care about no witnesses, bro.
I'm trying not to make the villains seem as dumb as they are.
Nah,
Yeah.
I get you.
No one ever dies or gets shot or gets kidnapped. There's a lot of just interactions, and then everyone kind of goes back home till the next one.
That's a fact.
It's like a cartoon.
It was
in a way.
literally like a cartoon. Everybody went home, and then he pulled up, and it was just like, yo, Meteor Man was good. We
That's
running
probably
it
why I
back.
got bad reviews.
Yeah, we running it back. Yo, have you ever heard of the phrase, whose man's is this?
Yes.
Wonderful. Saving us time. So, when you see a movie like this, is there a character in the film that you would look at and go, yo, whose man's is this, B? Like, who would you
Probably
say that
Eddie Griffin.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pretending
okay.
to be, he pretending to be that guy. Very horny for the newscaster. Yeah, he's that. He's wearing just very loud outfits even to work.
Yeah.
He's also my favorite character. I think it's the best performance in the movie. The star is fine, but and no other performances really stand out. But yeah, the Eddie Griffin really does stand out in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we have the same
You
answer.
gonna say James Earl Jones?
Oh, I was not.
Who you gonna say?
I was gonna say the Golden Lords as an organization.
Oh, yeah. That goes out saying.
Yeah.
I hate them. That's why I didn't say it. Like, it's too easy.
They seem like middle class people who just wanted to earn money through gang activity. They don't seem like they've had hard lives.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They afford all this hair down. The cars they're driving are nice. Like,
Yeah.
what is crime? How y'all making money?
They have some of the best.
Oh, they're doing coke.
Yeah,
They're
have some
selling
of the-
drugs.
They
Yeah,
have
they sell
crack.
drugs.
They
And
say
they-
crack, but it looked like coke to me. I'm not sure
They're
exactly.
selling
yeah,
drugs
for
and they
real.
have a higher power that gives them money too.
Yeah.
And they have the best getaway drivers I've ever seen in my life.
yeah.
When one car gets messed up,
Oh
another car
God, that
is-
scene was so dumb.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious.
another car is already pulling up.
So they pulled up out of the 1 of 10 times they pulled up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every time they just pull up. Oh, you mean when
So
he stopped
Debo
with
broke his hand
Yeah.
like a dumbass, and these guys decided to like run him over with a car.
And he was going top speed. He was like, "It's the only
He
way we're gonna
wasn't.
stop."
That's the worst part. He was doing 30. He didn't
Yeah.
have enough time to do top speed.
Yeah.
But somehow he stopped it with enough force for the guys to fly out. I guess no one was wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah.
Neither the driver or
Good
the
lesson for
passenger.
kids.
That's
Yeah.
what he said. He said, "Gotta wear your seatbelts."
So I guess they flash out. They're probably like concussed. Then there was another getaway car just pulled right behind them. Same color, all good.
Yo, how they ate that car accident, I'll never understand. Because if Debo was punching him and was breaking his hand because he's like a meteor, basically.
Yeah.
Then if he put his hands on the car and they flew out the car, they got up like it was nothing.
Yeah.
They got up like they just woke up out of bed. I would have got up and been like, nah, bro, I'm gonna need a minute, bro. Use that healing power. It's like, come on, fam. Tell me why for you was James Earl Jones though.
He just seemed slow. He was wearing terrible wigs. That was so obvious. Like, bro, you ain't got no hair. Just let it go.
Was they?
We're supposed to be in on the wig joke. He changes
Yeah,
wigs
true.
in the first, and he wears about 5 different wigs.
Yo, was they? But there was one wig that he wore like the whole movie.
It was a fake afro wig. You started with some red shit.
For 2 seconds, I was
Yeah.
like, was they making fun of Radio Raheem for doing that
Oh, I hope not.
thing? Yo, I
hope
like,
not.
I was like,
Shit,
yo,
I really hope
don't think,
not.
I don't think he
I
got.
really hope
yeah,
not.
I don't think so.
Imagine a rap beef starting over this movie.
Oh God.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, no, I know it's easy. It's an easy cop out of an answer.
It ain't a guy. It's just a fact.
It's just a fact, and this is we've seen bad criminal organizations in movies. Some were on purpose, and others, like this film, were not. And they were trying to say that gang activity, especially in DC at the time, is at an all-time high and it needs to stop and it's crazy. And I get that, and I'm all for cracking down on gang violence. We don't condone that here. Welcome to our hood films. We New Yorkers, we've seen it growing up. It's crazy whether it's Bloods versus Crips or any other gang. But however, in terms of a movie about a superhero and how they're trying to stop said superhero, whether they could find a weakness or not, this had to be one of the worst organizations I've ever seen in my life. Terrible. Not because they're some black organization, just because they just weren't thinking things through. I get it. You're at a crossroads. You're like, this guy is very strong. I don't know how we're gonna stop him. But they had numerous ways they could stop him, and they just threw it away for some reason. Case in point, there was a scene where they had my man's mother hostage.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
They had her hostage. They held her, and she told him, "No, don't come over here." And he came outside, and for some weird reason, they gave her back to him. When they could have just put a gun to her head and been like, "Yo, fam, don't come over here messing up our shit."
They ain't kidnapped nobody.
They ain't kidnapped nobody or nothing.
Listen, I get I'd be cliche, but you gotta do it, bro. I gotta do it.
You had our mom's hostage. Yeah. Like, that's it. That's all you need.
They could have kidnapped a Meteor Man because he sleeps a lot. There's no establishment that he's immune to drugs that put you to sleep. And then you just tie him down really good. That's usually what happens in a superhero movie.
You already knew where his family lived and his best friends.
You knew everything.
You had the ultimate advantage at all times, and then you waited to the end of the movie to block the whole street. Bro, you could have been did this. Y'all could have been had this man packed up.
Unless they were just being very, very petty. Or they're very, very bored, which they don't explain in the movie.
It's one of the, it might be the
That's
latter.
why I need one more rewrite. If he was just like a Joker-esque, like, I'm just bored, I'm petty. Yeah. So I'm just going to be a dick. They don't even do that. No, he couldn't do that because he had a boss that was telling him, you need to fix this.
Yeah. Like it's definitely the whole organization.
Yeah, the organization.
Even the higher power.
They suck too.
Yeah, when the lady came to his apartment, he was like, thanks, we didn't know where the apartment he was at.
Yeah.
They could have held her and been like, just in case he not home.
Hostage.
And just held her hostage. They had all these hostage opportunities. They showed up to his job, more hostages. They showed up to his crib, more hostages. They was on his block.
He a dumbass for not moving too. He a who's man's too for not moving.
Yeah, he a who's man's for not moving his family out the hood.
Till the very end, they try to shame them about it. Like, I can't believe you're on here. Like, bro, move.
This movie is like if the mob
3 blocks away.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
The movie's like if the mob didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
Like there's a mob, a hierarchical mob goes, you got to kill, but no one gets killed for anything in this movie.
It didn't make sense. And then
they get beat up.
He took down one crack house, one of their operations.
That was funny.
And then you find out he took down more, and they never thought about a new strategy for the crack house.
Yeah.
It was just like, who keeps doing this?
Yeah.
You knew who was doing it.
Yeah.
You knew the whole time. It was the same dude.
They set up a trap at any of the trap houses. They could have done that.
They set up a trap. They just standing there waiting for him. Nobody looked up how to destroy meteors. Nobody thought about this.
They're as helpless as the dinosaurs.
Yeah. At least with Superman, you ain't know for a minute. You was like, all right, what do we do? I don't know. We keep sending these guys to come stop him. And then one day they found out the kryptonite. I don't know the comics that much.
Yeah.
But I knew one day somebody found out kryptonite and was like, yo, you just put this in his face for like a minute. He's as weak as us. All right, cool. We got him. And then they developed traps to stop this man. Same thing with Batman. They was like, yo, I just heard he a regular rich dude. Oh, man, just get the guns. Like, that's it. You think about these things. But Meteor Man, nobody sat in the crib and was like, I got it. I looked this up yesterday on how to defeat meteors. Like, that's just something.
And they already had a spot, so it's not like they didn't know everything about him. Yeah. Evangelist in there not saying shit to nobody.
That's what I'm saying. The worst criminal organization. He was one man. Nobody could put a tail on him to be like, yo, I just heard him talking to his friend, and he's losing his powers. This is the best time to kill him. Y'all ain't bug his phone. Nobody was standing outside his crib at night. Like, no, you had all of these golden lords terrorizing the whole neighborhood. You couldn't get 2 little kids to just stand in the corner and be like, yo, come on, fam. I'm sorry. Bro. I don't want to go too crazy on it, but they gotta be the worst villains.
No, man, crash out. This shit was
They spend a lot of time dyeing their hair blonde.
They spend a lot of time dyeing their hair. And if you the golden lords, why you got an orange tiger in your crib? You got 2 different color ants. Why didn't you go get a lion? At least the cheetah something.
Right, would it match your fucking logo? That would have been cool. Their logo is a cat.
If you're gonna get a cat,
Yeah, they got the
why get a
wrong.
tiger?
They got a wrong big cat. Yeah, it's bad.
Although it was funny the one scene
They scared of tiger. That
when they
shit was
scared the
hilarious.
tiger.
These dudes slammed the thing and tiger like, what the fuck going on?
The tiger looked up like, yo, y'all got one more time.
That's probably we don't see the tiger no more. Like y'all don't know how to act around a tiger. I'm not getting eaten up for you.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna see the tiger no more. We did not see that tiger again after that. That tiger definitely was like, what's going on?
Yo, the tiger trainer
It had
was
a chain on it, but that chain didn't look long enough to me.
The person they paid for the tiger was like, yo, I gave y'all one rule. I said, don't start with the tiger.
Yeah.
You got to start with the tiger.
It does feel like the tiger wasn't available for the second half of the movie.
He got tight. He was like, I'm tired of this shit.
The tiger, ever since Tiger's on the screen, it is great, and then there's no more tiger left.
no more tiger.
He said, I'm tired. Yo, the person who was in charge of the tiger was like, I'm tired of this, bro.
Yeah.
Every time y'all bang on shit, he come back and bite my ass. Like, I'm tired of this shit.
Like I get it, dude was feeling himself, but I'm like, bro, I'm not.
Oh, my
that's
gosh.
a tiger. Not a bobcat. Not even a jaguar either. An actual tiger.
Actually,
like the worst of them all.
Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of okay with that because I was like, you could have got a cheetah, but then, yeah, it would have been a wrap. That cheetah would have been, it would have been over. They would have been.
They're actually nicer.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Maybe. But yeah,
like,
startled it the way he did.
Tiger,
I don't know.
no, I don't fucking know. Fuck.
That's why they had a chain on that tiger every chance they had. They knew that if they, she was like, it's over.
Was like the fuck.
That movie would have never finished. All right, but speaking of finish, we need to finish.
Yeah.
So, we are talking about rewrites and all this stuff, and it is 2024 going on 2025. If they decided one day, yo, let's bring Meteor Man back, would you want a straight up reboot, or would you want like a time skip sequel, or even a prequel? It don't matter. Well, at this point, a prequel probably wouldn't make sense. A sequel.
I think you reboot it because I think there's a good movie in there. It's funny. He gets hit by the meteor. He gets some Superman powers and a few other powers. You just tighten it up. Also, this movie's like it's about 104 minutes. I would knock it down to 90. Yeah, more jokes, a little bit simpler of a story, fewer bad guys. You could also make it cheaper because they just spent a lot on. You don't need you don't need to have like a Bill Cosby level celebrity doing like a cameo and all that.
Saying no words at all.
Saying no words at all.
Yeah, but I think there's a spine of a good thing. The fact that he's a teacher and the kids, and yeah, the gang is made of the kids. Like, there's a lot of good stuff here. This could be done well, and yeah, definitely could be done well.
I like the way you think, man. I also second that because now that I'm thinking about it, I need to see Meteor Man in the MCU. I know that's a long shot. I know it's such a long shot. But if they find it in their heart during this whole multiversal saga that they're going through,
I think they need to stay away till they get their shit together.
If the
they
Flash
get their shit fully back together.
If the Flash can give us Nicolas Cage Superman for a brief second,
was. Why do you want that? That was terrible.
But it was a nice Easter egg. So.
No, it wasn't.
Hey,
it was not a nice Easter egg.
If they give
this would be a better Easter egg. At least this is a movie I can watch.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why he should be in the MCU, even if it's for a second. Let him be in. Well, it's too late. Man. It's too late to say this, but let him be in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, that movie's already made.
It's too late. I know.
Hey man, it's still.
We don't know for sure that he's not. Oh
that's
my God.
true.
If he shows up, this pod's gonna blow up. Yeah.
That's why we're getting it out before.
They're desperate.
Movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it out before this movie comes out because it comes out at the end of the month. But yeah, So what are you saying? When you don't want to reboot?
Oh man, you might need to let this one go. There's so much superhero stuff. You don't need to dig up shit that no one cares about.
I like superhero comedies. Like they're not making Batman comedies.
Unless you go full, you got to go full comedy. That's another reason why they give me a message. You can't give me a message if your goons are 8 years old. I want to hear shit from you. You already ruined that with the tiger. Like, I'm not gonna take anything you got to say seriously. So you either gotta make it full comedy, or you can go dark with it. Make Bill Cosby character the villain. Fuck the gang shit. Go full crazy. Be like, the gang getting knocked off the first act. Like, yeah, these guys are idiots. I'm dumb. But now you make that guy like a serial killer. Like, this is Meteor Man is wilding out on the streets, and then you spend the rest of the movie trying to unfuck that situation. If you want to remake and have him take anything seriously, or make a full comedy.
Homeless guy.
One of the two.
He could be mad because he'd be like, I had to give the last of my power to you, you jerk.
Yeah,
some shit
something
like that.
Just
Yeah, something like that.
Make him crazy, make him the villain. Like fuck it, like a serial killer.
That's true.
Like a Jack the Ripper without the rape and just with telepathy. That would be way better than this. All right, I don't watch these 8-year-olds beat up a whole woman. Like you should beat these kids' ass.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be losing.
There was no need for the kids.
No need for the kids, man. I hate the kids so much.
There
was so many of them too.
So many of them. It was more
like
than
20 kids.
There was more Golden Junior Lords than Golden Senior Lords.
Yeah, definitely.
They're a growing organization. Yeah, they're gonna be. Yeah, you could make it in the future, and then they have all those kids grew up.
The worst organization.
And they've cleaned up the organization.
Yeah. They're worse than the white guys, the white suits in Superfly remake. They're worse than those.
Yeah,
they have the crown. Yeah. Guys, you look confident. You look confident about that. You like the mafia compared.
The Golden Lords walk so they can run. Basically,
or fall in their place when they suck so bad.
That too. The Golden Lords slip so they can fall. There we go. There we go. I like that. Good job, Winnie. Your friend, man.
These guys suck.
We appreciate you pulling up.
Thank you.
Watching Meteor Man.
I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's very flawed, but it's watchable and good, and it's a nice slice of the '90s, and the fact that he's the first black superhero in a movie, as far as we know, is pretty damn awesome.
Yeah. Now that we got a little bit of Black history on the summertime. It's good, and now you got another hood film under your belt.
Oh, please, yeah.
So when people ask you, don't let them just sway your answer. Say no. This is a hood film right here. Yeah. So, Meteor Man, like I said, it was definitely something special when I was a kid, but that was a different time. I grew up watching different superhero films, and then years later there was Shaquille O'Neal and Steel.
This is better than that.
Yeah, it's better than that.
This is better than that, which is I never thought I would say.
Especially when your man had to free throw a grenade and was like, I can't shoot.
That was.
You know what?
I do think if you're a
10-year-old,
if you're a 10-year-old in a movie with like 5 total superhero movies ever, it's actually pretty good. That's the thing is like.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, we're jaded. We've all seen dozens of these movies.
Yeah.
So
I'm not that jaded because I remember I don't want to go back to an age where it's just a shitty Batman movie every other year. Bring on the Ant-Mans. Fuck these guys. But no, give it all, bro.
Give it all.
We sat through a lot of bullshit. You can be mad all you want. I don't really care. Cry about it.
That's what I'm saying. Bring them back.
Cry about it.
Bring them back.
And you know what? When they're done, when y'all tired of superhero joints, I hope the anime take over. I want to see a real movie again. I want y'all to cry more. I want the Scorsese's of the world to cry more.
Cry more. What am I do with this? Evangelion.
Cry about it. Sorry, we don't care about the 20th white mafia movie again.
I want to do Departed 3.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm gonna watch that.
Piece?
I'm gonna watch that Megapolis crowd when it comes out.
We are. Yeah,
I'm definitely watching that.
Anyway, you're an entertainer just like us, so take the time to let these people know where they can find you.
Stand-up comic. I'm at Orange Freddy G on all the social media platforms. I make lots of videos, lots of quick jokes. I do stand-up in Astoria at QED every Saturday at 11, and I have a podcast. It's literally the opposite of this. It is about presidential candidate losers, and we basically make fun of the whitest people ever, like Ted Kennedy, Mitt Romney, Michael Dukakis.
Wow.
We just also, it's a weird connection to this movie, but Meteor Man is the greatest farmer in the world. We recently did a podcast about this guy, Henry Wallace, who was almost president after FDR died. He is one of the greatest farmers in world history. He changed farming. Every chicken you've ever ate was from a chicken he bred, and he made a breed of corn. So if you like specifically the one farming scene in this movie, you will love this Henry Wallace podcast that we just released on my podcast, The Vanquished.
Make sure you check that out, people, because that sounds interesting.
Yeah, but just Orange Freddy G, lots of silly videos. Yeah, if you don't care about presidents, we're almost presidents, whatever.
Hey. Whatever it is you making, we want the people to watch it and support what you're doing. You feel me? Because you came in, did the pod with us. As always, you can catch me and Uni on our social media, which is Welcome to My Hood Film on Instagram and Welcome to My Hood Film podcast on TikTok. I realize I've been saying it wrong for a while, so there it is. One's without the word podcast and one's with the word podcast. And of course on X, aka Twitter, at WELCOM 2 Hood Film. Because Twitter won't let us make it longer. So, make sure
follow, subscribe, all that. Twitter sucks now.
Yeah, we're going to get a link tree popping so that way we could just put it in the description. You can go to every one of our social medias in one shot. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to cap it here. We got cookouts to go to. So We got to make that happen. Enjoy your holiday by the time you see this. And have a good night and enjoy
I think it'll be
Meteor
over
Man.
by the time it comes out.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Enjoy your July, man.
Just enjoy your July.
Enjoy the rest of your summer.
We'll definitely be back in July with another episode. But for now, enjoy your summer. And we'll see you when we see you on another episode of Welcome to My Hood Films. With your boy, Marvin Lattimore.
Tony Francis.
Freddy G.
And we are off this, people. Peace.
Hold on.